Hey, you are back.
Yeah,
So
back.
we'll move on.
The people who believe this theory believe that our babies are born without a personality, and that it's the environment that determines or
Determine,
forms.
determine, not determine. Okay.
Yeah, no, or forms each child's personality.
Wait.
This
Wait for me 1 second. Okay. So this is the responsibility. One of the responsibility of a teacher in Hatero language school is to show the the IPA of a word if the students pronounce the word incorrectly. Sorry for disturb you. Now move on.
where am I?
Yeah, form, determine. Just go on, determine here.
Or forms each child's personality.
Mm-hmm.
This school of thought is called the nurture school. At the other end of the continuum, we find people who believe that personality is determined by nature or the characteristic we receive or inherit from our parents biologically through their genes. These people believe that our personality is not determined by the environment, but rather by genetics, and that each baby is born with a personality.
Determine,
The
not
nature
determine.
nurture
Okay.
control.
Determine, not determine.
Wow.
Here, determine again. That word.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Move on.
And the nature nurture controversy is very old. Experimental psychologists have tried to discover which of these two factors, genetics or the environment, is more important in forming our personality. However, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to conduct research on real people. With real lives, there's just no way to put people in a laboratory and watch them develop. For this reason, there's no scientific way to settle the nature nurture controversy. Recently, however, most researchers have come to believe that both environment and the genes, nurture and nature, work together and are both important. So the experts have largely discarded the idea that personality development is so black and white. The nature nurture controversy remains a popular discussion among friends. It seems that everyone has an opinion.
Mhm. Okay, now use your eye to find the word, the idiomatic expression that you don't know.
Determines.
Determine là xác định.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Okay, okay. What else?
Uh, 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 I don't think. I think you know what?
You
I think I know one.
know, black and white. What does it mean?
Trắng và đen.
Hmm. What does it mean? Trắng và
Yeah,
đen. Mặc dù một số chuyên gia đã cho rằng cái ý tưởng là cái ý kiến là cái sự phát triển của tính cách là black and white. What does it mean? Can you explain it? And you can use Vietnamese if you like.
Ừm, kiểu đối lập với anh.
Đối lập. Uh-huh. Ok. Com completely bad or good or completely right or wrong, hiểu không em? Cũng không hẳn
Thấy không?
là hoàn toàn tệ hoặc là tốt hoặc là không hoàn toàn xấu hoặc là đúng hay là sai, hiểu không? Okay,
Ok.
you check the meaning on Oxford Dictionary if you like. Let me show you here in black and white. Here, in a way that makes people think seem completely bad or good, you know, or completely right or wrong. Okay.
Ok.
Okay. Personality spectrum. What does it mean?
Tính cách wait, spectrum, spectrum, I don't know the Vietnamese thing, but I played the game that have a spectrum element, so
Mhm. Là nói chung là một cái bộ tính cách, được không? Một cái chùm tính cách nào đó người ta có được không em?
okay.
Dạ dạ.
Wait, I thought chum is a boss in Vietnamese translation.
No, một cái chùm em, chùm chứ không phải là trầm, chùm 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 tính cách, được không em? Một cái bộ tính cách, chùm tính cách, bộ tính cách, được không? Chứ không phải là trùm.
Chum, I thought chum là boss. Chum
Trùm
cuối.
trùm em, trùm mới là boss em. Trùm
Oh,
boss, được chưa em?
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me think for a while. I'm trying to find a word that I think you might not know. Okay, inherit. What does it mean, inherit?
Like if your parents have a cancer, that then you have the chance to have a cancer as well. Like thừa hưởng.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. But I don't know what to say to you. By the way, I don't like that explanation much. Okay, now it's your turn to do this exercise. Simple. Yeah, you, yeah, read the definition and then tell me the definition of this word. That's all. Jeans. Mm-hmm. Okay, environment.
Wait,
Oh,
let me
wait.
think.
Oh, what? C,
D, D, D.
D.
Yeah,
Okay, so jeans, ECs, right? Jean, EC.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, C, the social traits that we inherit from our parents. That's correct. Number two, environment. How about environment?
D.
Yeah, that's correct. Let me fill in the blank for you. You
Yes, thank you.
you only have to tell me the answer. Okay. C D. How about number three? What's your answer?
Mm,
Emotion.
emotion,
Yeah, so
what we
simple.
feel, such as anger, love, and happiness.
Number four.
The nature school of thought,
Mm-hmm.
learning, generally. The E.
Mm-hmm.
Five is F,
No,
personality.
nature. The nature. So four is E, right? You said a four E. Four E.
Yeah, 4E.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
nature. Oh, yeah, yeah. I forgot. Genetics.
Yeah. Yay.
4F, 5E, 6A.
For F I E and C I.
A.
Yeah, symbol. Yeah. To be honest, I'm currently trying to show up with my students by memorizing the definition of a word in English. Yeah,
Wait,
because I
is
think
there
that
still cold?
what?
Is there still cold in the coffee
Who?
shop?
Yeah,
Cough.
no. I asked the staff to increase the temperature, and they did listen to me. And you know what? It's so friendly. If you go to Vietnam, I'll definitely take you here for a coffee. Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, now let's move on. Cannot believe that we have already finished one lesson. Yeah, so quick. Examine the impact of birth order. Là, what does it mean? Can use
Khám
the
nghiệm. Wait. Impact. Kiểu như vụ nổ. What?
no,
Like the
it's not
same. Like the
correct.
same. Like the
Not do
same.
not like the same.
Wait.
What does it mean? I don't get it.
mm,
Hmm?
Like it's the similar word. Like uh, I don't know. Sự va chạm.
Cái tầm ảnh hưởng của cái việc thứ tự sinh được không em? Như là em sinh ra là
I
con
thought that was
đầu
the same.
thì nó sẽ có cái impact gì được không? Birth order là thứ tự sinh con, được chưa? Được không em? Thứ tự sinh con
Okay.
á. Ừ. If you were a if you were a firstborn son, mhm,
I'm not.
what what kind of impact is on you? Okay, what
What do you
kind of
mean?
impact will be on you?
If you're a firstborn son, what kind of impact?
Mhm.
I think
Will have
all the
on you.
siblings.
Mhm. Will be on
I
you.
think all if you like have a sibling like middle child and youngest child, the oldest child will get all will inherit all the parents smartness, I think. IQ.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As a Buddhist, I for sure definitely don't understand with that. For sure, I don't agree with that idea. Okay, so my parents, my parents are not very good at learning. No, my father is very good at learning, but he not. He doesn't. Mm, oh yeah. He knows how to speak Chinese. Why I know how to speak English. By the way,
With
yeah.
Chinese,
Hmm. Yeah,
Mandarin.
Yeah, I don't know whether he knows Mandarin Chinese or not, but yeah, he knows how to write Chinese. Yeah, and maybe speak. Yeah, some basic sentences. Yeah, some basic ideas. He can express some basic ideas.
Yeah,
Mm.
my dad
So I think
he
that I do inherit genes from him, but somehow, okay, so that's not really important. Okay, so if you were the firstborn son, it doesn't make you smarter for sure. If you
it
were
makes you
the
smarter.
if you were the firstborn sons in the family, then it wouldn't mean that you are smarter than your sibling who was born, yeah, later. Okay, for
You
sure,
think
I
so?
can assure you that. But you know what? If you were a firstborn son, then as you would have to take many responsibility in your house. For example, you need to learn how to, yeah, take care of your sibling. You need to learn how to take care of your family. hmm Maybe you
I'm a
have
second born son.
your second born son. Yeah, I know.
My sister
You
is
told
the
me that
first.
you have a sister. hmm Okay, so I can tell you more about this, but before we continue, I want you to read this one. No, you don't have to read it aloud, but you have to look at it. Just take a look at it, okay? For sure that it would help you understand more about the impact of work order, okay? Okay, being the middle child of three can result in middle child syndrome. The firstborn often gets the most attention and is put on a pedestal. Được không em? Is put
Mhm.
on a pedestal means yeah, he will be, yeah, he will receive a lot of care and attention from uh, his parents. Yeah. If a child is put on a pedestal, he will be take care, he will be taken care, yeah, greatly carefully. Okay. And the last to be born is the baby and tends to get away with murder. So this book is all about idiomatic expression and phrasal verb. Yeah, one of my favorite book. I did take a picture of it with the coffees that I had when I first bought it. I love it. Okay, get away
Yeah,
with
I know you
murder.
love books.
Yes, so if a child can get away with murder, then if he does something wrong, then he will be forgiven by their parents. Their parents will not pay much attention to what he does wrong, the troubles that he caused, the difficulties that yeah, the problems he caused. Okay, get away with murder. Do whatever you want without being stopped or punished. They will not be punished. By the way, I haven't had lunch yet. I feel very hungry. Okay, now move on. The middle child, though, can feel neglected, squeezed down by their sibling and start up attention. Cái đứa con mà ở giữa thì nó bị bỏ rơi, không ai chú ý và nó bị đẩy ra bởi anh chị em của nó. Được không em? Nhìn cái tấm hình là em
Okay.
biết rồi, được chưa? Ok. Và nó không có ai chú ý. Start up attention là không ai chú ý. It's simple, right? Is there any problem? No.
I don't think it's true.
So it's just some fact. Maybe it has happened to many middle child. So mm, these stories are based on facts. Okay. So you somehow can trust it. That is It's not. Uh, it doesn't true. Then I can give you a more, mm, yeah, a better explanation for this. Well, when you are born, you you have to, your own mission is to settle the debt with everyone you meet throughout your life, okay? And then if you are a middle child and then you receive, you you are you receive a lot of attention from your parents. It's because you are in the previous life, you are the one who took care of your parents. Yeah, greatly, carefully. Yeah, okay. You
Okay.
understand? That's the debt between you and other people around you. Okay. So I used to make my mother cry a lot. I feel very regretful whenever I think about it. But yeah, I still believe that somehow she did make me sad in the previous life. But now I try my best not to let my faith, yeah, decide my behavior. I try my best not to let my faith decide my behavior. Okay. I mean, mhm. Okay. Let's not talk more about it. Okay, some study. Okay, some study you have. Some study là dựa trên một số nghiên cứu, được không em?
Yeah, I
Là
know.
have back this up là một số nghiên cứu đã chứng minh cái điều nào và cho rằng middle children feel left out là bỏ rơi và cảm thấy bị cô độc, được không em?
Okay.
Xa lánh với những người xung quanh và trở nên một đứa cô đơn, được không em? It's important. Make the point of lavishing attention on the middle child and praising their achievement. Okay, if you mhm. Middle child is often more creative and artistic than the others. By the
No,
way,
no, not. I'm not that creative. My
are
sister
you a
is.
middle child? Are you a middle child? By the
Yeah,
way, mhm. So you have a younger brother or younger sister, right?
yeah.
Okay. So now let's move on. Let's do this listening exercise. Okay, so you're gonna listen to a discussion, okay? And you have to choose the statement that is best expresses the main idea of the discussion. Do you hear the noise from my surrounding, by the way?
Oh, wait, let me try to hear.
I cannot believe that I'm sitting next to a bunch of queens. I can't.
No, I cannot hear anything. Sitting next to what?
Mm. Okay, okay, now let's do it. If you can't hear anything, that's right.
Read the statements. Then listen to all three parts of the discussion. Choose the statement that best expresses the main idea of the discussion. Part 1.
Would you like some more dessert?
No, thanks, Linda. Everything was delicious, but I couldn't eat another bite. Thanks so much.
So, Jean, how are your kids doing?
Well, that depends which one.
Well, how about the oldest? That's Brian, right? How old is he now?
He's 15. Brian's fine. Brian's always fine. He's doing great at school. I'm sure he'll get into a great university in a couple of years. He's a great kid, works hard, he plays by the rules, and he's successful at almost everything he does. The only thing that sometimes worries me about Brian is that he can be a little too self-critical.
Self-critical? How so?
Well, Brian can be pretty hard on himself. No matter how well he does at something, he's not satisfied. He always feels he could do better.
That's so interesting. Our first, Eric, is like that too.
Really?
You know, I once read this article in one of those popular psychology magazines. It said that first children are often self-critical because parents push them to succeed more than they do with their other children. I don't mean to suggest you did that, and I don't think we did that with Eric, but it's interesting because it's so common. I just wonder why.
Well, I do think there's some truth to that in our case. Harvey and I were involved in everything Brian did. Music lessons, karate lessons, Chinese class on Saturday. We drove him to all his classes. We picked him up after they were over. We always asked him a lot of questions about how he was doing. He probably thought our message to him was that he had to be good at everything. But we were just interested. We didn't actually push him to be good at everything, but he may have thought we expected a lot of him. Kids internalize those messages.
I imagine that's pretty typical. It's no one's fault.
And one more thing, if you buy into that, nurture theory.
Yeah?
Brian's sister Annie wasn't born till Brian was 8. He really had more contact with us and other adults than he did with someone closer to his age. I'm sure all that contact with us probably had a huge impact. And, interestingly, Brian has always been comfortable with adults.
From what you're saying, it sounds like Brian is the classic first child. They say that first children often feel more comfortable with people older than themselves. They seem to have a short childhood and grow up fast.
Part 2.
So, what about Annie?
Oh, there are 3 parts. Man, what
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
different.
They are 2. I
So
see.
you don't want to continue?
No. There are 3 parts of the discussion. So now you have to listen to the part 2 and part 3 and then do this. Yeah, circle the
Yeah.
correct information. Yeah. I know that you don't like it, but try to be a good student today, please. Just on Sunday. Then during the weekdays, you don't have to meet me, see me, or answer any question. Okay? Do it. Do
Annie's
what?
a whole nother story.
How so?
Well, you know what they say about middle children. It's hard for them to feel special. They have no special status. They're not the first and not the baby. They're just in between. Most middle children at least have a little time to be the baby and feel special. But in Annie's case, she never did. Her sister Lucy was born when Annie was really still a baby.
I didn't realize that. How old was Annie when her sister was born?
13 months, just over a year. Annie wasn't even walking or talking yet.
How did Lucy's arrival affect her?
Well, Annie's not an unhappy kid, but she struggles with the things people say middle children usually have a hard time with. Maybe a little more than the typical middle child.
What kinds of things?
Well, Annie's sort of jealous of both her siblings. She's jealous of Brian because we're always saying how great he is. And she's jealous of Lucy because she thinks Lucy gets more attention. Remember, Annie never had a chance to be the baby. We think that's why she's a little bit of a rebel.
Annie's a rebel? She's only 7. How can she be such a rebel?
Well, nothing terrible, but we know that if we're going out, there's going to be an argument with Annie about clothes. I ask her to wear shoes, and she wants to wear sandals. We get dressed up to go to a nice restaurant, and she wants to wear jeans. Sometimes we just give in and let her wear what she wants. We hate to keep fighting with her all the time. This would never happen with Brian.
You know, it sounds like she may be trying to get the attention she thinks the other 2 are getting.
You may be right, but on the other hand, we don't really worry about her. She's very popular. No one has more friends than Annie. People just love her. She's always been very popular.
You know, that's what they say about middle children. They're usually very popular.
Part 3.
Oh my God. The Why don't you underline your answer? Underline it,
Mm,
please.
sure.
Okay, number one.
Annie is a middle child.
Number two.
Annie had only a little time with her parents before her
Mm-hmm.
younger sister was born.
Mm-hmm. Number three.
Annie is jealous of Brian.
Brian. Only Brian.
Yeah, Brian and
Oh,
Lucy.
no. Brian and Lucy. Okay, not Brian. Number four.
Annie obeys rule.
Obeys rule. Are you kidding me?
No,
No, man, you got the wrong answer. Okay, number five.
uh, Annie is rebellious and popular.
Mm-hmm. Okay. By, by the way, it's a very long discussion. Okay,
Okay,
number three, number three, number three. Okay.
okay.
And what about the baby? I guess if Annie's 7, Lucy must be 6?
Right.
Well, you said that Brian and Annie are typical first and middle children. What about Lucy? Is she a typical youngest child?
I guess she is. She's pretty independent. Maybe that's because we didn't have as much time for her as the others. Annie was only 13 months old when Lucy was born, so we were still pretty busy taking care of Annie. We kind of just let Lucy develop on her own, but that definitely had an effect on her personality. Like any kid, she wanted our attention.
What did she do to get it?
Well, she learned how to make us laugh. There's nothing Lucy likes more than clowning around and making people laugh. She's the family clown. Everyone loves her.
Lucy is a lovable kid, very charming. I smile every time I think of her.
Sometimes I worry, though, that she's a little bit of a show-off, but they say that many youngest children like to show off. How better to get attention, right?
Right.
But I have to tell you that doesn't stop her from being a bit of a pain, too. Last week, she decided to paint the dining room walls. Thank goodness she only had washable paint.
Oh, sorry. I shouldn't laugh. Well, they do say the baby is usually the most creative.
Well, that's our Lucy. But seriously, though, she is creative. Piano, children's theater, ballet lessons, all that stuff. She just can't get enough. We just wish she'd grow up a little. It seems like she'll always be the baby. She drives her older brother and sister crazy with all the attention she gets.
Well, they say the youngest child has the longest childhood. It looks like all 3 of your kids are a textbook case on birth order.
You can say that again. Well, I've got to be going. This was really fun. Next time you'll have to have lunch at my place.
I'll take you up on that. I'll give you a call sometime next week, okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You got
Okay,
all correct answer. By the way,
thank you.
number one, we should have we should have done this, but we forgot. So I might allow you to listen to this discussion one more time and look at the script. You have to look at the script and yeah, after we finish part one, you have to answer the question for me. Okay? Yeah, I'll
No
show.
shame.
I know, I know, man. I have never heard a very long song. Yeah, like this. Man, if I have to sit in, I have to go to an opera and listen to a musical performance like this. I will never return to that place again. Okay.
Okay.
Read the statements. Then listen to all three parts of the discussion. Choose the statement that best expresses the main idea of the discussion. Part 1.
Would you like some more dessert?
No, thanks, Linda. Everything was delicious, but I couldn't eat another bite. Thanks so much.
So, Jean, how are your kids doing?
Well, that depends which one.
Well, how about the oldest? That's Brian, right? How old is he now?
He's 15. Brian's fine. Brian's always fine. He's doing great at school. I'm sure he'll get into a great university in a couple of years. He's a great kid, works hard, he plays by the rules, and he's successful at almost everything he does. The only thing that sometimes worries me about Brian is that he can be a little too self-critical.
Self-critical? How so?
Well, Brian can be pretty hard on himself. No matter how well he does at something, he's not satisfied. He always feels he could do better.
That's so interesting. Our first, Eric, is like that too.
Really?
You know, I once read this article in one of those popular psychology magazines. It said that first children are often self-critical because parents push them to succeed more than they do with their other children. I don't mean to suggest you did that, and I don't think we did that with Eric, but it's interesting because it's so common. I just wonder why.
Well, I do think there's some truth to that in our case. Harvey and I were involved in everything Brian did. Music lessons, karate lessons, Chinese class on Saturday. We drove him to all his classes. We picked him up after they were over. We always asked him a lot of questions about how he was doing. He probably thought our message to him was that he had to be good at everything. But we were just interested. We didn't actually push him to be good at everything, but he may have thought we expected a lot of him. Kids internalize those messages.
I imagine that's pretty typical. It's no one's fault.
And one more thing, if you buy into that, nurture theory.
Yeah?
Brian's sister Annie wasn't born till Brian was 8. He really had more contact with us and other adults than he did with someone closer to his age. I'm sure all that contact with us probably had a huge impact. And, interestingly, Brian has always been comfortable with adults.
From what you're saying, it sounds like Brian is the classic first child. They say that first children often feel more comfortable with people older than themselves. They seem to have a short childhood and grow up fast.
Okay, now all you need to do is to look at the script. Yeah,
To all three.
look
I
at
find
the
the word
script.
that I don't know.
What? Please don't make
I
me
find the word that I don't know.
you find a word that you don't know. No, look at the script and answer the question. Brian is usually dissatisfied with himself. Is that true?
Yeah, true.
So underline the information in the script for me, please. Underline it.
Wait. Okay.
Okay.
And here.
So mm-hmm. That's correct. Number 2. Brian obeys rule. Okay.
Where?
Obey. Brian obeys rule. True or false?
I think that's true.
That's true. Underline the information. Underline that information.
Wait.
True. Then you have to prove it. Say something to support your claims.
Yeah, wait. I need to find the text.
Yeah. Man, I thought that you were really paying attention, right? So, yeah, by the way, yeah, we're gonna be pushed out of this Zoom, so can't see it, man. Obey rules. Obey rules. Wait,